Welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. It is fixture release day. So technically the start of the season for me starts right now because we get to know who we're going to be playing, where we're going to be playing them, and we then start to edge towards the first pre-season game. Transfer windows open, not being the best of times as it recently for a Villa fan in this window especially. But hopefully the good things are yet to come within the transfer window. But fixture release day, it's exciting. I think for me, the three fixtures that I look out for are the first game, the last game, and Boxing Day. I don't think those three ever move, do they? Whereas, we can start looking in September and they're probably going to move from their dates. So they're the three. I think it's interesting who you get in and around Christmas time, that little Christmas festive period. I think that's always nice to have a look at as well. So let's have a look who we've got in the building. So the fixtures are coming out at 9. So I thought it'd be good to jump on a little bit earlier, get some of your thoughts. We've got YouTube here. We've got TikTok here as well. So we'll be checking out the thoughts of all of you. So let's have a look at who we've got in the building then. So the GOAT is here already. Rachel, pretty much on every one of my streams at the minute. We've got Alan, we've got Bozzy, we've got James, Lee, David, Alan, Colin. So shout out to you all. Jamie's in the building as well. So we'll kick it off then. With our thoughts on who we think we are going to be playing. Now, there's been a little bit of a leak this morning. The leak has been West Ham, but we've got clarification here on who I said last night, who I think we're going to get. And I've always thought all week that it was going to be West Ham. So, LG, shout out to you there. Apparently, we have West Ham. I think you said West Ham last night. So, I'm going with West Ham. So, Villa fans in both chats, let me know who you are going for. We'll have a little bit of a shout out. I think it's interesting as well to know what type of team you want, because for me, I know last year we had a bit of a mare with Newcastle, but I always go by, I want to play someone difficult first, and I don't mind having some difficult games early, because I think when you come off pre-season and you could play some okay teams, like look at West Ham this season, like West Ham last season, got off to a really good start, didn't they? They were top of the league. They're absolutely smashing it. And then when they start playing some half-decent teams, they started losing. So I don't mind playing some difficult teams early. Just gets you in that mode of Premier League football, and then you start going. I think it's a bit treacherous when you start playing newly promoted teams or having sort of teams that you're expected to win, maybe. So I want a couple of big hitters early, I think. So we'll have a look what you guys are going with then. So we've got John is going with Liverpool. We've got Julie's gone with Fulham at B6. Chelsea away for RA. Lee's gone get Man City out of the way. Apparently, as well, there's a cheeky rumour that we've got Man United away last. But I'm okay with that as well, because it's not a good place for us, is it? So if we don't have to play until the very last day, hopefully our season can be done and dusted by, game week 34. So that game is quite meaningless. So, yeah, so United last, apparently. That's the little cheeky rumour as well. Alan's saying, tough one first, get them out of the way. I'm 100% with that. But then I kind of revert back to Newcastle. So I think this season we'll go into the season with a bit of a different mindset, knowing what's happened to the first game of last season and the last game. Leicester away for Richie. Bozzy saying, well, I'd be stupid not to go with West Ham. It's inevitable in everything these days. I'm sticking with Wolves at home. Just past midnight here. Worth staying up a tad longer for the schedule. So good morning. Yeah, where are you? Australia or something? Martin's going with Ipswich Wolves first, I reckon. See, I don't know whether we can play Wolves first. I feel like that is such a random game for us to potentially play Wolves. So that one I think would be a little bit random. About time we was at home first. I think the thing is with that, we were meant to be at home first last season and we asked to have it rearranged because the pitch wasn't ready. So as things go in that sort of cycle, we were due one last year and we moved it. So it's obvious that we're going to get an away one, aren't we? We're going to be away. I think we're going to be away. Chelsea first, Man U Boxing Day, Liverpool last. Also seen, I've seen that as well. It's United away last game. City away, Spurs away first game. That would be a tough one, wouldn't it? Man U last. Man U will be done by then. Yeah, 100%. Newcastle on Boxing Day, home or away. Arsenal to close the season. Yeah, ruin their season again. Tractor Boys at home. Everton at Villa Park. Well, that's our first home win, isn't it? You have to check the fixtures to see when we've got Everton at home, because that's where we'll get our first win, because we always beat them, don't we? West Ham away, yeah. 5:40 in Australia. But Wolves on Boxing Day, yeah, that would be good. Crystal Palace away, first game, Friday night football. God, imagine that. We've just come back off that battering that we've had off them. Newcastle away, first, Boxing Day, Wolves. I think they just, I don't know. So it must just be some mad supercomputer, mustn't it? It must be some supercomputer. Right, let's have a look at TikTok. TikTok, make sure you're smashing these likes. Let's try and get a good few in here. Karim saying Liverpool at home. Malibu saying Leicester City. We've got fixtures come out at 9, Elliot. West Ham away, apparently. Yes, Alex, that's what the rumour is. Elliot's going City. Man U at home. Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take any team at home, to be fair. I'd love any team at home. Most likely be a promoted side. Bo's saying West Ham away first. Will saying Brighton away. Chelsea got Man City first game. Imagine. Right, so there we go. So make sure you're smashing the likes, guys. So we've got Tom saying Tottenham at home on Boxing Day would be a cracking game. Southampton away. Right, so how long we got? We got about how long we got? About 20 minutes then till the fixtures come out. So are we all enjoying the Euros? Are we enjoying the Euros? Transfers? How are we feeling? Douglas Luiz? Not good, is it? Not good, really. Hopefully we get some news on that soon. I kind of feel like I just want it done now. I just want it done. It's like, that rumour came out yesterday that McKennie and Juventus are stalling, and there was a lot of Villa fans that are like, maybe he's not going to leave, maybe he's going to stay. But I think we've got to the point now where we need him to go. Like, we need this. We need to know we've got this deal done before the end of June. And I think come the end of June, we can just focus on July, focus on the signings, and just move on. I feel like I'm over it. Like, I feel like mentally I've prepared myself now that he's gone, and like we just can just move on and just go into next season now. So maybe it's a good thing that it's been a bit long-winded, because it's been able to like get your head around it and sort of accept it and realise why we've got into this actual scenario. So we've got another one in here saying I look like Carvajal, standard. Otamendi sometimes when I've got a fresh haircut. So I think with the midfielders coming in, we're going to bulk up that midfield. I think there's going to be, a decent-ish signing coming in as well to replace him. I think it's imperative that we replace him with some form of quality. Weston McKennie isn't Douglas Luiz's replacement. So it's important that a player of quality, proper quality comes in and does replace him. I like the Ealing Junior. I think that's an exciting one. I think if we look at Emery, we've sort of like bringing in Martinelli and players like that. There's a scope for growth there, and it shows the future of what our recruitment can be. And I think it's exciting. So I like that one. We then got Duran, who, he's twerked for this move. He's twerked and twerked for Chelsea. That one looks like it's sort of stalling a little bit with sort of like character checks. So, yeah, we've got to see how that one goes. We've got to see. But I think Duran's off. I think that's one where you can look at it and we can think, he's going to be a player. Could we live to regret that one? But I just think he doesn't want to be here, does he? And I think when a player doesn't want to be here, you can tell that he wants that move. It's never going to work out. He's not happy sitting on the bench. So I think that one's going to happen as well. Let's have a look what some of you guys are saying. Right, let's go back a bit because I'm a bit behind with the comments. Hi. Oliver wants a home game at first. Rachel saying same here. I just want Duran and Luis deals to be done and dusted. I think when the inevitable's coming, like let's just put us out our misery really and just allow us to move on from it. Still got Kamara Mings Buendia to come back yet. I think Buendia is going to be, like a brand new signing. You've got Ramsey to come back. I saw Mings uploaded another video for his recovery as well. I saw that this morning, and it looks like he's in America being coached, and he's doing like little quick, fast, like sort of like in-game sort of scenarios where he's like jockeying left, jockeying right, but quickly at pace. So he's really sort of like loading up those knees, loading up the ankles, and putting force on it now. So hopefully Mings can be there for pre-season. I think that would be a massive boost for Villa. Just want Villa to make a good signing. Yeah, I think we will, mate. I think we will. You've got to back the recruitment policy of what we've got going on. I think Gallagher's one where, is he going to leave? Is he not? Does he want to leave? Probably not. Has he probably got to have sort of like a realisation of what Chelsea are to him and what Chelsea want to do with him? If Chelsea want to get rid of him, then he's got a decision to make, hasn't he? So he's got to make that decision. Yeah, the England game is going to be on Thursday. So we'll do a watch along for that as well. Do people not think that Barkley and Tielemans can cover Luis' role between them, as I do? And I think it's already covered. I think JJ can be turned into an 8 to replace Dougie eventually. Right, I'm a bit behind with these comments. So, why would we want Duran to go? Well, Matt, I just don't think he wants to be here. That's the bottom line. I really just think he doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to be here. I think he just wants Chelsea. Like he just wants Chelsea. So I think while we've got that, I think he's a bit of a problem. When can we see the kits? After the Euros. After the Euros. Villa kit after the Euros. Saying no more. I'm saying no more on that. Right. So let's have a little read through TikTok. We've got about 10 minutes to go. So we have got we have got a Birmingham City fan in here. So this is the Premier League fixture release. League One fixture release. I think that might be in a few days, mate. So nice of you to know that. Yeah, this is what it feels like to see the Premier League fixtures coming out. But yeah, you're in a couple of days, mate. We've got an Ipswich fan in here. Shout out to you, mate. Big up to getting in the Premier League. Liverpool v Ipswich. Is that a rumour of what we've got coming that way? Cheers everyone for following as well. Make sure you are tapping the screen. Let's try and get 5k likes and follow if you are new. Yeah, I honestly, I think he's a problem. I think he's a problem, and I just don't think. I think that McGinn interview after the Liverpool game was very, very telling of just the character, the demeanour. You know, the things that I've heard in training aren't great for him either. So, yeah, I think he's got like bags and bags of talent, and I think he'll be a really good player, but just not for Villa. Just not for Villa. You know, I think, you know, when you hear like people saying that he could potentially be a little bit like Balotelli, and just that type of character just doesn't suit Villa, does it? Just us as a club. You know, you look at the characters that we've got at Villa, like, you know, like compare. I know it's good to have like different personalities, but like compare Watkins and like Duran, or, you know, look at the players we've got. They're all humble, they're all hardworking, they're all just like grafters that are on board, like knowing the role of what Emery wants from them. And yeah, I just really think he's just not feeling Villa, is he? I don't think. And in January we had the whole of the January window of like Duran wanting to go. And then already we've got Duran rumours potentially leaving. So it just tells you that he doesn't. It's just not going to work. Is it that agent is just like twerking a move away? And it's like, you know, if you actually think about like Duran of the opportunity that he could have had under Emery and like settle down and work hard and just graft and, you know, big part player, 20 years of age, like it's fine. But, you know, I get that he wants to play, but, you know, there has got to be some form of realisation of where you're at and what your role is, basically. So that's where I'm at with Duran, really. I think just the inevitable is coming with that one. Yeah, right. His agent is very, very talkative. Very talkative. So, you know, so we've got Luiz, Duran, we've got potentially Cash as well. Cash may be going that move to AC Milan. Fonseca, the former manager of Lille. So he'll have had a good look at Cash, and it looks like, you know, Cash might be the one to go as well. So, yeah. There we go. Well, David, good question. Onana yesterday for Belgium. We was doing the watch along, and one thing that we noticed straight away were the amount of times he was getting on the end of corners. He was physical. He was strong. So I really like Onana. I've watched him for Everton, and I've always felt like there's a player there. There's a player that can improve and get better. And I don't think he's got his position sort of like locked in yet of what he finally is. So I really like Onana. Probably would cost, what do we reckon Onana would cost? About 45. Do you reckon you could get him for 45? Something like that. So Baena, did anyone see that the Baena rumour that came out yesterday? Apparently he's available for, what was it, around 30 for Baena from Villarreal. Now that one would be a cheeky as well. So I really like Baena, but I think we're definitely in for a midfielder. I think if Duran goes, I could probably see a young striker coming in as well. Someone who's just maybe different to Duran, like a different character to Duran, a different profile. I could potentially see a younger player coming in. So we've got about 6 minutes until the fixtures come out. So if you haven't already, make sure you are following the channel. Make sure you are hitting that like button. Same goes to you guys as well. Make sure you're tapping the screen. Follow if you're new. So yeah. Yes, Josh, I think we are waiting. We will not be making any signing before July, because if we make a signing before July, it means it's going to go on those sets of accounts. And while we're trying to sell Douglas Luiz is to make sure that we can recuperate funds so that we are in line with PSR. So a signing right now, unless it's involved in that Douglas Luiz deal, I can't see that happening at all. I think that's why Barkley is probably done and we're not seeing anything, because I reckon as soon as July 1st hits, you'll see that Ross Barkley is probably going to be in a Villa shirt, holding a shirt up. I don't know whether it'll be the one that's coming out, but possibly, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. 9 o'clock, mate, the fixtures. So 5 minutes time. Smith, I think that one's done in it. Smith Rowe, I think that one's, I'm not, don't know. I think Smith Rowe a bit like Buendia. It's a bit like for like that, isn't it? That is, that shirt there is Peter Whiff shirt, signed Peter Whiff shirt. So, yeah, cool. Really like it. Really like it. Legend. Jamie saying Smith Rowe's injury prone. Yeah. I mean, the way our injuries went last year, I don't want any sort. Well, to be fair, we signed players that have never been injured, and then they come to Villa and they get injured, don't they? So that's always the way with Villa. Right. So I'm going to try and do no spoilers. Right. So no spoilers. In the comments said, let's try and get some raw reaction to the fixtures coming out with no spoilers. So no one hammering the chat of who we've got. If we're selling Luiz and Kamara's out till November, which two currently are you backing to do the same job or better? What new signings or players that we've already got? I think the big thing for me is next season we can't have players moving into positions that sort of don't suit them. I think the problem with our midfield last season, which is why I think we're going to sign midfielders, is with Kamara being out, we then move McGinn or we then move Tielemans, and we lose the attributes of McGinn and Tielemans when they're moving out of that position. I want to see players sticking in their positions. So the rotated players have got to be players that can specifically play in that position. So Kamara's out. We need Kamara's replacement or a Kamara type player to go in there. I don't want to see none of this Tielemans and McGinn in there next season, because what ends up happening is we already get weakened by that player being out, and then you start putting McGinn there, and it was just an absolute nightmare. And that's why, with all these injuries last year, we were clinging on for dear life towards the end of the season, and I just don't want that again. I just want players in their position, and that's how I want it to look. I think for the odd game you can do it, but for the odd game it's fine. But when you're putting them in there for like 7 to 8 to 10 to 12 games, it's just too much. Like I was drained at the end of the season. I was absolutely drained. It was fantastic, but draining. Right, so we've got a minute to go. Right, so we've got a minute to go. Right, let's try and keep refreshing this this Villa feed. Then this is where I'm going to get my information from, the Villa Twitter feed. Right, yeah, mate. The fish tank's doing good. Fish tank is good. It's decent. All them little pH levels are all are all fine. So, yeah, mate, it's going well. It's going well. Right, still got a minute to go. This should drop straight away. Oh, what time are we on? Right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, West Ham away. Here we go then. Villa's fixtures. West Ham away. First home game is Arsenal at home. So August looks like West Ham away, Arsenal at home, and Leicester away. Boxing Day, we have got Newcastle away. Trip to Newcastle on Boxing Day. So let's run through each month then. So September, we have got Everton at home, Wolves at home, Ipswich away. October, Man United at home, Fulham away, Bournemouth at home. November, Arsenal, Tottenham away, Liverpool away. So that's tricky that month so far. We've got Crystal Palace at home, Chelsea away. December looks all right and then difficult. We've got Brentford at home, Southampton at home, Forest away, City at home before Christmas, Newcastle away, Brighton at home. Then to start 2025, we have got Leicester at home, Everton away, Arsenal away, West Ham at home. February, we have got Wolves away, Ipswich at home, Chelsea at home, Palace away. March, we've got Brentford away, Liverpool at home. April, we've got Brighton away, Forest at home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home, Man City away. And in May, we have got Fulham at home, Bournemouth away, Tottenham at home, United away. So, what are we saying about those fixtures then, guys? What are we saying? What are we saying about those fixtures? At the end of the day, right, you're playing 38 teams. You're playing home and away. I don't think they look all right to me. They look all right. I mean, you're getting off to a difficult start, which is fine, followed by some all right games. There's no real 4-5 games run of like top 4 teams. They're all in little clusters. November looks quite tough with Tottenham, Liverpool, Palace and Chelsea. At the end of the day, they look fine, don't they? They look fine. Let's have a look what some of you guys are saying. We can finish strong with 4 easy wins. Invincible season coming. Winning the league coming. November could be rough. What's that? Yeah, November looks the most difficult. Yeah, look, that to be fair, each month there to me looks quite balanced, really. Quite balanced. I mean, if you go back to this, I think you're bang on, mate. I think if we're looking at it on paper, we've got a tough game in West Ham. We've got a top 4 team. We've got a newly promoted team. September, you've got mid-table, newly promoted. October, you've got mid-table in Man United, mid-table in Fulham, mid-table in Bournemouth. And then November's a tough one. I do think those fixtures do look quite balanced, to be fair. So November's bad. I mean, what you've got to remember as well, from September, you're going to have Champions League games in the middle of them as well. So some of those months will look a little bit more difficult when we've got difficult games. Yeah, mate, you have to play everyone twice, don't matter what order. And at the end of the day, right, at the end of the day, what we should realise by now in the Premier League, like anyone who watches Premier League football will know that it doesn't matter whether it's West Ham, whether it was Luton, whether it's Southampton, whether it's whoever, on their day in the Premier League, anybody can beat anybody. So every game is very, very difficult. So it is what it is, isn't it? They're all difficult. They're all tough. They're all games that are going to pose different challenges. Get off to play difficult teams early, gets you straight into the zone, straight into the mould. Arsenal at home, first game of the season. Let's have them. Let's do them. Let's do them. Let's get their season off to a bad start early. So, right. So, I'm going to go then. So, brought you the fixtures. There we go. Thank you. Over 200, well, nearly 300 people watching on YouTube. Shout out to you all. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll speak to you all soon. Up the Villa.